Hey Steel fans, Calvin Bush here for another episode of Lap Around the Rink. This time around we've got forward Aidan Dyer joining us for this episode. Aidan, thanks for joining us here for episode number 2.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's awesome. Lap Around the Rink, something new. I want to be a part of it, so yeah.
Thanks for joining us again. Let's start it off here. This is your first full season with the team. You played one game after being drafted in 21 by the Steel.
Yeah.
You're leading the team in points right now. You've got 12 of them so far in this early going. What's it been like coming into a new team and starting off fresh and starting off hot too?
You know, it's good. You know, you kind of get the feel of the guys early out, and I think, you know, training camp's a big part where you kind of know the guys and you get a feel of like how everybody is. And you know, being with the Steel, you know, I was drafted in 2021. I've been with the organization for a while, so it's, you know, you kind of get a feel of how they want to play and try to revolve your game around that. And I think, you know, the coaching staff has made great strides to have everybody kind of connected in a sense where, you know, nobody feels left out. And for me personally, I felt that from day one. And it's been an easy transition to come into the team and, you know, try to play a pivotal role, do anything I can to help the team win. So yeah.
You kind of touched on it a little bit already, but from the point that you were drafted by the Steel in 2021 to now, what has changed or maybe hasn't changed in terms of your relationship with head coach, general manager Mike Garman? Obviously, staffing has changed a little bit since that point, but I guess what have the relationships been like? How have they developed since that point where you were drafted by the Steel 3 years ago?
Yeah, you know, I think Garms does a great job of keeping tabs on everybody, and you know, when I wasn't a full member on the team, he still checked up on me and see how everything was going, and you know, that relationship was huge for me. Like, you know, before the draft in 2021, I didn't really know much about the USHL, and you know, after I was drafted, I started to learn more, and you know, it's nice. You realize how nice of a place it is here to be, and I think Coach Garman and all the coaching staff around here makes it such a great place to be. And you know, the relationship I've had with them for years has just been, I mean, amazing to me. Like, you know, you think like you're going to be, I don't know, you don't know what the future holds. And for him to keep reaching out and keep growing that connection is awesome. So,
you played last year with the Springfield Junior Blues in the North American Hockey League. Had a solid year, solid year there as well. What, if anything, have you sort of learned about the USHL, having played a full season in the NA and now starting a full year in the USHL?
I think the big thing is that everybody can play. I think, you know, you think that you can take some nights off, and the reality is in this league you can't, and you gotta, you know, be prepared mentally and physically for each game. And you know, there are times where your body's telling you kind of want to take a night off, and I think playing in the NA last year and playing here in Chicago this year, you realize, you know, you gotta bring your game every game.
So you guys have the Youngstown Phantoms against former teammate of yours at Fox Motors Youth Hockey, and played with Connor DeHaro, was the defenseman for Youngstown this year. Is there anything that goes into playing against teammates that you used to play with at a younger age, or what goes into that?
I think it's a special experience. You know, like, you never know what people's hockey careers are going to be like down the line, and you know, to see somebody that you played with at a younger age to have all the success he's having right now, like, it's awesome to see from a far viewpoint, and to be able to play him in the same league and like in the same night it's pretty special. You know, like he's from North Carolina, and he came up to us in Michigan and played with us, and you know, the bond we created that 1 year he was with us was, I mean, it's very special for me. So being able to play him and being able to see him grow as a person, it's pretty special.
You're from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yep.
For a Meet the Team event before the season started, you gave a very fiery and interesting introduction, where players were asked to introduce themselves and give a fun fact about themselves.
Yeah.
You introduced yourself. The interesting fact that you gave at last year's Meet the Team event was that you are a big fan of the NFC North champion Detroit Lions. Now, remember where we are. We're in Geneva, Illinois, not far outside Chicago. So got quite the reaction from that. How long have you been a fan of Detroit? I'm assuming as long as you can remember, like what most people say, but what has that fandom been like for you since you were a kid?
It's been a painful fandom. You know, the Detroit Lions have been known to be very bad, and you know, I think the whole state of Michigan is thriving on them being good. You know, we've kind of been the kicking doll in a sense, where it's like, you know, the Lions are going to be the Lions every year, and now, we're kind of through the promised land where it's like, there's actually a chance we could go to the Super Bowl this year. So it's fun. Yeah.
You're, I have to add that myself and Daniel, our handy cameraman here, are very big Green Bay Packers fans. So Detroit handled them last weekend. Mm-hmm. We don't need to say much more from there. We can leave it at that. It was a good win by your team. We'll leave it there. Going off of your Detroit fandom, assuming that you're a follower of the Tigers, Red Wings, the whole bit. If there's any Detroit athlete out there that you could sit down with for an hour and talk to them about whatever, who would that athlete be and what would you talk to them about?
I would probably say, probably go back to the lines. You'd say Matt Stafford. Like, apparently he coming into college, he was a big touted prospect, and coming into the NFL, like big time pickup for the Lions, and coming in, he's trying to be the golden child in a sense, where he's trying to be the savior of the franchise, and to sit down with him and talk to him about all the pressure he apparently had to go through, and so the struggles he went through. He's kind of like Miles Morales in a sense, where into the Spider-Verse, like he deals with all those struggles and everything. So I think it'd be cool to sit down with him and talk to him about all that. So yeah.
Top memory in Detroit sports history. I know you said it's been rough going for you, but is there one from your childhood with your parents or friends or family or anything like that you can recall?
That's tough. I would say, I think the Red Wings playoff success that they had when I was growing up. They had that big long streak. I think it was 23 or 25 years of playoff success, and I think you had so many good players back in the day, like Nick Cronwall. We called him in my family Captain Crunch, because he would like kill a bunch of guys, and it was good. It was good to grow up when the Red Wings are good. I know they're coming out of it right now, but it's a good memory for me, because that's what got me into hockey, was all the Red Wings success. And apparently, like, my dad was a big Red Wings fan growing up, and apparently his dad was a big fan growing up. So it's like, it's kind of been a big thing in my family, was rooting for the Red Wings and all that. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're back at the front of the rink. Aidan, we appreciate your time, and thanks for taking a lap around the rink.
For sure. Thank you.